right, I'm going to call this meeting to order of the Douglas Cable Advisory Committee. It is Monday, November 19th, 2018. There is one opening on the Cable Committee. If anybody's interested, you can email pat@cable@douglasma.org, or you can call 508-476-4000, extension 222 for more information. And cable expenditures. Do you want to continue the tradition?
I could do that.
Pat made a simplified. Do you want to do it right off of there, and then we'll...
You okay? On the full-time wages for the month of October, we're $2,434 with a year-to-date expenditure of $10,201. Part-time wages $1,199 for a year-to-date of $3,768. FICA $82 for the month, $223 for the year. Repairs and maintenance $93 this month, $186.30 for the year, which I assume must be a monthly thing since it's the exactly half of.
The repairs and maintenance, sorry, I was...
Yeah, it's $93.15, and it's exactly half of the total, so.
That is the keyless entry.
Keyless entry, okay.
Which is quarterly.
Right, quarterly, okay, that makes sense. Contractual services, $1,600, and
That was for the Tightrope software assurance. That's the only thing in that category.
Okay.
It's just a one
very
annual
good. Okay.
yearly thing.
Other services, $175, or a total of $875.90. I assume that's our internet service?
Yes.
Dues and membership, $250 for the month, and that's the same total for the year. Additional equipment, $5,410 for the month, which is a total of $5,410 for the year. I can only point out that there's a difference of 39 cents there.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that.
And then we have total expenses of $7,611.07 for the month, and for the year is $9,262 even.
All right, thank you. And there's a more detailed expenditure report available. If anybody wants to see that, it is available. All right.
We could point out that the Douglas Cable, the Douglas Town website has a new address, a new domain name as of, I guess, recently, of douglas-ma.gov, and that's how you find everything in the town at this point.
And I believe temporarily they did reinstate the old douglasma.org too, just because there was a
good.
lot of confusion.
For sure.
So I believe they're both up and running, so, for the time being.
Thank
the
you.
other one went to the message board.
Yeah, I was going
Yes.
just to the bulletin board at
Yeah.
first.
All right, and there's, the only minutes are from Monday, October 22nd. Everyone a chance to look through those?
I'd move to approve the minutes of the October 22nd, 2018 meeting as presented.
Here a second.
Second.
So moved. All right.
We have a vote.
Oh. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Correspondence from Charter. Dear municipal official, Charter Communications, locally known as Spectrum, is making its customers aware that effective on or after November 22nd, says 1018, but it's going to be 2018. Viacom is discontinuing its NIC 2 service. Charter carries NIC 2 on SPP Tier 1 Channel 108. If you have any questions, you can reach out to Charter.
Here's an interesting date.
Yeah.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, the only other correspondence is we got a payment from Charter. I believe that's the last capital payment that we got from this license.
Okay.
Just closing that up.
Um, okay.
Shall we move on to the coordinator report?
Sure.
All right.
All right. Have the meetings covered for October. There's only one that was paid that was canceled. Last minute cancel. The other ones were canceled far ahead of time. It's a pretty busy month.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, moving on. We got the iMac 27-inch was received and set up, and it is being used as my current main workstation. Working really nicely. There is more.
So is it, we have all the equipment in now that we were,
Yes, everything that we've ordered is in now. Yep, everything that was approved. and
everything
ordered.
that we
Yep.
approved? Okay, great, thank you.
On October 22nd, at the Senior Center, they did a game show with some of the town, employees and workers and whatnot. It was pretty entertaining. I edited it, I uploaded to YouTube, and YouTube blocked it for copyrighted content. It was the first time I've seen that. So I can share it via Google Drive. He played a bunch of like 50s records and stuff while they were doing the game show, so
No.
I got nailed on one of those. But
Okay.
in all the videos I've uploaded, I've never been blocked, so that was the first time I've seen that. But I can share it Google Drive if anyone would like to see it, and it's broadcasting, so
Okay.
looked like a good time. October 30th, me and Fred met with new town administrator Matt Wojcik about the PA system. Then we went back out to Pro Audio for some detailing on the quote. Just some stuff that wasn't clear to us, but essentially most of the stuff that we were unclear about is in the contract already. Matt seemed to be very agreeable that was a good contract.
And that all bases were covered as far as quotes and everything that we needed to do.
Sure, and I think the only thing that we were waiting on was the ADA compliance piece. Was the only thing that he didn't have in that contract.
Right.
No.
That was kind of extra, though.
It was extra. So,
Yeah.
as far as what's in he had detailed, ProSound had detailed ADA compliance with, things like in this room, people with hard of hearing, if they would have earpieces and whatnot. So we just asked them to let us know what that would be as well. But as far as the contract itself, it has a finalized amount and everything. It's just that's sort of an extra piece that we were looking at as well.
Right.
Okay, so where were we standing on the, we have to take a vote on that tonight, too?
Yes, I'd like to take a vote, get it started. And,
okay.
so the people watching on what this is going to be for is for this room that we're in now. It's to improve the audio system, both for the recordings and for the people in attendance in the audience, so they can hear better, or hear it all in some circumstances. So the way it's going to work is the cable committee, out of the cable committee budget, it's going to pay for 50%, and the town has agreed that they would also pay 50%. So I'd like to, the total comes to a little less than, what did it come to, 15?
It was 15,633, I believe.
15,633, so I'd like to hear a motion that we vote for our portion, vote up to $8,000 of our portion towards the whole project.
I'll make the motion that we approve up to $8,000 for the purchase of a sound, as our portion of the sound system for the resource room here at Town Hall.
Here a second.
For the,
Second.
I should say for the cable portion of the sound system at,
I'll second that.
All right. Motion's been made and seconded.
so do we have, that's not included in this, the breakout.
You mean like a line-by-line breakout?
Yeah.
Not in the quote that we currently have.
Oh, okay.
He didn't do a price breakout. I mean, he broke out everything he was going to do and all the different pieces and parts. He just didn't do it by price.
Okay.
So we'd have to figure, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right. So all those in favor, say aye.
So I just asked, so the
ADA compliance.
the ADA compliance is part of this as well?
It is not part of that quote.
Okay,
It would be extra.
okay.
Yeah, so we'd probably have to take that up differently, separately.
Well,
Yeah,
that would-
I'd like to get
well,
this
actually,
moved.
that would be actually up to the town to take care of, wouldn't it? Since that's definitely part of this room and the audio heard in this room.
Right, yeah, that argument could be made, definitely. I agree. But if we need to add on, we can approach it.
Okay, very good.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
That's unanimous. So you'll reach out to Charlie?
Yes, yep.
Just while I'm thinking about it, he got back to us about that one, the audio input
Yeah,
on you can just tell them that we don't want it anyway.
Okay.
Because they don't want anything
yeah,
mounted to the,
right.
just so you guys know, in part of the quote was an input for somewhere on the table that you could plug into you could plug right in. But we don't want it because the tables might need to be moved, so.
Right, and, yeah, I would think that most of that could be done wirelessly or Bluetooth or
Yeah,
something.
because there is going to be that's going to be, well, it is now, continue to be an input on the,
Okay. Very good.
Yeah, that's never come up. No one's ever had an audio input that they've been looking for, you know.
right.
All right, so moving on. The Mac Mini was approved in September, delivered in October, and then it was installed in November. We agreed on this location behind you guys, right underneath this presentation screen in the resource room. And there's an instruction page next to it. And the design is that anyone could really walk in here and use it. So if someone has a training that they need to run in here, or some of the other groups that use this room, if they need to use it, there's a pretty clear way to get into this and how to turn it all on without cable staff. And then just to add cable staff and run it through the video system, it's just another step for a recording assistant to,
Okay.
essentially they'll give them a code that they type into the Mac Mini to enable it to go into the Apple TV.
But that's a user instruction posted?
Yes, yep.
Seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
Yeah, Pat actually did it himself, and it looks great.
thank you.
The keyboard and the mouse going to be available to people?
Yes,
or-
wireless
and that's
keyboard
going
and
to
mouse.
live over there?
Just gonna put them underneath the Mac Mini. It says on the paper not to take them, so hopefully they obey the instructions. And everything's actually networked into our office too, because the recent IT wiring infrastructure of this building, they added some cable-only ports to these those Ethernet ports you see over there.
Okay.
So we're actually, networked into this computer, so I could potentially tap in from, remotely and help people out too, or, we could run it from the cable office.
Okay, we're going to label those as the cable only? so that
Yes, they
people
are, they
people
are
know where
labeled. Yep.
what they're plugging into, okay.
I have them labeled there, and then they do have them labeled in the internal IT rack as well.
Okay.
So we have them in the community room as well. We have 4 of them in there and 2 of them in here, so.
Okay,
Yeah, just enables us to be in all places at once. And there's a guest profile on the Mac Mini that has a simple password that's up there, so people can just sign into that profile, and it's limited in what it can do,
Is it the same setup in the other room?
No, we don't have a Mac Mini in there. We do have an Apple TV in there now, though.
so
But not-
theoretically, you could screen share in there?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So you could definitely screen mirror into the system, into the video system, exactly like this one. You know, the difference is they'd need their own device in that room.
Right.
Yeah. But we're getting there.
Okay. Do we know if they use that service, and do they need, I mean, are there many presentations in that room where there might be a call for something like that?
I'm not sure, but I know that the building department is the one who requested it because they wanted to be able to use iPad to, you know, not just for meetings, but also to like present, you know, when they're having different discussions. And
so they're happy with the existing?
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
I haven't had much feedback on it, but
You've trained the assistants?
fairly. I mean, we've gone over the Apple TV connectivity. So as far as this Mac Mini, though, it's pretty new right now, and with that sheet, it should address it. But I'm gonna be holding a recording assistant training as well to try and get everyone up to similar speed. You know.
Very good.
The November 13th, the special town meeting was recorded, edited, it's broadcasted on YouTube.
Okay. I haven't listened to it, but how was the audio with that? Because the audio in the room itself was a little weak that night.
The shotgun microphones that we use on our cameras pick up the room audio pretty clear. It's definitely not an ideal audio situation, but it is a lot clearer. When we've tried to tie into their audio before and take the feed directly from the microphones, we've always had weird little things happen. So yeah, so I just decided to go with the room sound, and I figure as well as anyone can hear it, so can the people at home.
Okay.
But there's probably room for some improvement, but I think they need a talented audio person to be behind the mixer, you know?
Right. Okay.
Because it's way too easy to get one of those knobs just a little too hot, and all of a sudden you don't know which mic is, you know, having feedback or whatnot. But I think it sounds pretty good. I mean, it's clear, I think, you know, all the way through.
Good.
Last meeting I talked about maybe offering the older iMac for Mr. Doncourt's video class, and he said he's pretty much maxed out at full capacity just teaching the one platform. He didn't want to jump into another platform and another type of computer and everything, which I totally get. I mean, I believe we even said that might be the case, but so instead I took the iMac and I installed it on our network, and I'm utilizing the additional core for a compressor, which is what we use to compress or to transcode all of our video files. And it gives us an additional core for it to pick up while it's transcoding. And I have noticed that it is working faster. You know, I can get measurements in place and give you guys some math on that, but just anecdotally of me using it, it definitely seems like it's whipping right along. That's probably the new iMac as well, but having the two cores working at the same time, I think, is giving it a little bit of a boost as well.
Super.
Yeah. And then I didn't have it up there, but we have been having some internet issues here, and at the town meeting they were talking about renegotiating the internet for the town hall.
Yes.
Because we have some dreadful speeds here, and it's been tough. The last school committee meeting, I just could not get it to download. I finally did, so it's been there's been a little break here and there of getting stuff posted, and it really is an internet issue.
It would appear that what we approved at the town meeting was for a 5-year contract for internet service for the town buildings and departments, which would, instead of going through a single point, would be aggregated to each department or building.
Each building at least, right? Each building at least. Right?
Yes, yeah. So not everything is trying to go through the tiny little funnel. So.
I just bring it up because I was thinking about the last school committee. Just took forever to even get, I was going to go over there and physically download it to the computer if we couldn't get it to work, but we finally did. But sometimes it's just there's too many people on, and I'm not getting anywhere. But so if there's slow times, it generally is that. Hopefully with the new contract, it'll.
I would assume since it's a business contract, you'll have the same up and down speed, so you should be in relatively good shape.
Yeah, hopefully. No, I'll have no excuses then. So.
But theoretically, they should have at least 100 up, 100 down, so.
Right. Which I think they're getting 30 now.
Yeah, well, theoretically, you probably should be 100 up and 10 down. At least that's the residential, but.
And that was all I had.
All right. Next meeting.
I gotta put on some kind of an alarm on these meetings.
So let's go. Be into this.
I don't even know why I thought of it tonight. Forgot about it last time.
It looks like we only have like the 10th and the 17th, right?
Yeah.
10th is fine with me.
Sounds to be fine with me.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds fine.
All right, very good.
December 10th?
Yeah. Does anybody want a reminder? I'd be glad to send one out.
Well, I should be reminded when Pat sends out the agenda.
Yeah, that's how I get it.
I can do all caps if that helps.
All right. So call for a motion to close this meeting of the Douglas Cable Advisory Committee.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous.